Today, I can announce that the government will ban access to social media for all children under the age of 16. Social media is making children unhappy.
Of the ban, I can tell you that the last 5 weeks of school holidays have been fantastic for me and my family.
Australia took action to protect our kids, to give kids back their childhood and to give parents peace of mind.
Okay, first of all, I have to say that this man is not far from the truth. Everything he said is true. Like, social media has, it has its good sides and also has, the evil and dark side. So I don't think what he's saying is wrong, because a lot of, a lot of Gen Zs, a lot of, young ones, the younger generation growing up, they're using social media for the wrong things, and they're using, they're getting exposed to things that are very dangerous. So,
like you said, yeah, I understand, and I believe this is for the right reasons. I believe it's for the right reasons. I believe the ban is and will be beneficial to young children, because obviously we have to protect them at all costs. It's our responsibility, it's the adult responsibility to protect the younger ones, the children, the under 16s at all costs. But that being said, I have my reservations about this, and we'll get into it as soon as possible.
Which brings us to another episode 4. Episode 4 of Talks and Takes. And today we're going to be talking about social media ban for under 16 kids. Australia introduced the ban, the law, a rule for the government to ban people who are under the age of 16 to stop using social media. So, what do you think about this?
Like I earlier said, I encourage the ban. But my own reservations is that the responsibility of the parents or the government? Should the government be the one policing the kids, or should the parents take more responsibility in protecting their kids? I know parents do the best they can. Most parents do the best they can to protect their kids from online abuse on social media, on TikTok, all of the platforms. But my reservations is, how effective will this ban be? Because even Australia introduced this ban in December 2025, but there's still kids under 16 that still have access to these platforms. Kids still, there are always ways to bypass the laws. Like, kids will always be kids. They'll always do what the adults tell them not to do. That's probably what they'll even want to do more. But I do understand that it's a welcome development to protect the under 16s, to protect their innocence. But at the same time, do you think social media has been more helpful or damaging to kids?
Okay, so it has its advantages and also has disadvantages. It might be difficult to implement this because children have their ways. Remember, like, when we were 116, you know how wild we were. Like, when they tell us not to do something, that's when we want to do that thing.
100%.
When they tell us, stay away from this place, don't go to this person's house. That's the house we want to go to.
True.
They tell us, do this, don't do that. We do the exact opposite. But I just feel like social media has an advantage, or has advantages and has disadvantages for children. Advantages could be learning purposes, most especially learning purposes. Disadvantages, advantages still learning purposes, discovery, location, GPS, information, class information, things like that. But disadvantages are if we look at it very well, we see that the disadvantages outweighs the advantages. And so the disadvantages are a lot.
Yeah.
You can say exposure to the wrong things, miscommunication, linking with the wrong people, trying a lot of cynical things that do not even align with their age.
Yeah, and in some cases, it can lead to death, because there have been several instances where kids get bullied online to the point where they have to commit suicide and all of that stuff, and do harmful things to their body.
They are because they are very young. They are not trained. They don't have the orientation to deal with such kinds of bullying. Like online bullying is probably one of the worst form of bullying.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, and that is why I am in full support of this. I 100% agree that there should be restrictions. You get me? I'm not like, oh no, kids can do whatever they want. No, I 100% agree that there should be restrictions to protect under-16s from social media. But my own worry is, who should be responsible for this? Because there's, for example, the government taking responsibility and wanting to ban social media for kids. That means you have to prove you are above the age to use social media. And that in that case, how do you prove this? This is by providing your personal information, your ID, your identity card, your social security number, your national insurance number, and your date of birth, your age, probably your address. Where does those information get stored and get saved? And I'm sure you can remember, even till now, I think currently Facebook or Meta as a company is still having legal battles regarding leak of personal information.
Yeah, personal information, yes.
So why does adults need to suffer as well as why protecting the kids? Why does adults need to suffer as well? Because I think, as for an adult to want let's say for social media, for any of the social media platforms to prove that you are above the age limit, they need to verify everybody. In that, because that's the only way they'll be able to know. Because I remember, I think it was a year ago or so, when porn sites were banned in the UK.
Yeah.
It was banned for under 18s, but even adults couldn't access it without providing IDs.
How do you know this?
No, because there was a petition out for it. A lot of adults put out a petition to the government like, this is not right.
No, I thought you tried it and then it didn't work.
And the comment for another day. But that's one of the things, because me personally, I'm not willing to upload my ID card on Snapchat because I want to use the app, or on Twitter or X rather, because I want to use that app, and that's again because I have my reservations about my personal information. I don't want my personal information being out there. I know, the government said there will be strict penalties if this thing gets leaked, but if it's leaked, it's already leaked. People can get their identity stolen, by just this. So, like, security is one of my reservation, one of the reasons why I'm a little bit skeptical about the government enforcing this ban. Another thing is that might also limit educational opportunities for younger ones, because a lot, as like you earlier mentioned, there are a lot of positives to under-16, to kids using social media, because they learn a lot from these things. There are a lot of educational content out there, which has helped and which is helping these kids being better people growing up and all of that. And that is why I'm thinking, why shouldn't the parents be the one responsible for this? Because most of these phones, or most of these phones and apps even have options where the parents can obviously set restrictions and even share apps or share platforms with the kids. So that way the parents has full control of what the kids are accessing on the
Kids are
social media.
living,
They can see what they're doing. If you need to enforce the rule where you have to come check, you check every day. Oh, who have you been testing today, or what? No, I know that's like invading privacy, but again, they're kids. You're trying to protect them. Kids might not understand that you're trying to protect them, but
when you grow older, they understand.
yeah, and again, a better explanation of all of this can obviously help explaining the disadvantages of social media at an early age, or like the cyberbullying.
Will they get it though? That's the thing. Will they get it? I know a lot of children back then when we're still growing up. You tell them that smoking is very bad. Tell them that smoking is bad. Smoking, this is what smoking will do to you. And then they see a lot of their friends, or maybe they see a couple of their friends smoking, and they want to try it as well. They'll be like, "Oh, let me try. Let me put powder inside paper and wrap it and see how I feel."
I see. I can tell you are talking from experience, eh?
Until that you know that we have this experience together.
I didn't put powder. It was just the paper.
So, but you know, you at least you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
These kids are wonderful human beings. That's the best way to put it. They are wonderful human beings, and they want to try new things. They want to try things that they've not tried. And if a friend of theirs tries that thing, it's almost like the Adam and Eve kind of situation. Come and taste from this forbidden fruit. You know, that kind of vibe. And they are eager to try. They are eager to, want to see, eager to want to experience it. But then the thing is, for children, showing them, explaining to them is not enough.
Yeah.
Explaining to them is not enough at all. I feel like explaining to children it can work for some cases, but you have to study your child to know what works and what method of parenting works for you. Do you get? So I feel the best way to handle this is to show them actual scenes or scenarios or situations where people have been damaged by social media. And so they get a clearer understanding of this thing. Like, apart from the bullying aspect, they can. I saw a video recently. I think it was some guy. He kidnapped a child through social media. Sent the child a message, linked up to the child. Was acting as though he is a child as well, and he was able to lure the child over and kidnap the child. These are things that parents try to avoid when doing this for children. So I really hope that, that kind of thing can be implemented in Nigeria or in Africa, because, the kind of things that this generation, the kids these days, they do, it scares me. I'll just be like,
and like what you earlier mentioned, like when you tell kids or when you tell kids not to do something, they want to do it. That is why I'm proposing, or that's why I'm thinking, instead of taking it away from them completely, because that will only just make them want to have access to that thing, and then find ways to bypass the laws and the rules that have been put in place to prevent them from doing that. Instead of doing that, why not put restrictive measures so you can see what, like, the parent. That's why I think the parents have a bigger role to play than the government, because the government is just taking away the power altogether, but the parents can at least give you that power to do it, but this is the limit you can do. Put restrictive measures that you can't do you can't access this social media platform, you can't access these websites. Put blocks on your phones. iPhones and Samsung and all these phones, I'm sure they have all of this in the settings somewhere where you can access certain sites, or you cannot access certain sites, or even download apps. You can't download certain apps because there is age limit to those apps. So I think the government doing this is taking away the power and the authority from parents from being able to protect their kids and just putting it all in their own hands to be like, yeah, you're not allowed to do this to your
So I have a
17 or
question
to your
for you.
16.
So do you think it is the job of the parents to do this, or it is better for the government to do this?
I think it's the job of the parents. I think the parents should put more to, and parents take responsibility. Parents do a lot, and again, a lot of kids are out there that growing up in foster homes that doesn't have that parental guidance, which that one is also understandable. So the government will likely say, oh yeah, what about the kids that don't, people can argue that what about kids without parental guidance or parental figures in their life? But if the parents can do all of this, and again, the social media platforms, for starters, stop the algorithm of connecting adults and kids. You know what kids like on the internet. You cannot tell me a 55-year-old man is coming across a post of a 16 or a 15-year-old child on TikTok.
Exactly.
It shouldn't happen, regardless of what they're posting. They shouldn't
Even be
come across each
every
other.
type of content. Every
Yeah.
type of content should be tailored according to ages. So
Yeah,
let's say
exactly.
between the ages of 14 to 16 can watch the same type of content.
Yeah.
Between the ages of 18 to, between the ages of 18 to 20 can watch the same type of content, and so on and so on.
To everyone watching, this question is for you. Who do you think should be responsible for policing what the kids see on social media? Should it be the government or the parents? Please let us know in the comment section, because it will be nice to know, because we both have our own, our own reasons and why we think it should be one or the other. So let us know. Thank you. And
You have a wonderful time, night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are watching from from whichever part of the world. So thank you for sticking by us. We know you're slowly becoming a family, and we love you guys. We heart you guys. Heart. Give them your heart. Give them your heart, please. Give them your heart.
do that thing again. Yeah, this one. All right, man. No problem, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right.